Scorpio 2026 will not be just another year in your life. It will be the year, the one that divides your existence into before and after, the one where everything you silently planted finally emerges from the earth with a force that will surprise even you. As you read these words now, 7 specific events are already being orchestrated by the universe to happen in your life during 2026. They are not possibilities. They are not maybes. They are absolute certainties that will manifest whether you are prepared or not. And each of these 7 things will transform you in ways you cannot yet fully imagine. That Scorpio feeling that something important is gestating in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to be born. That intuition isn't deceiving you. The year 2026 will be cosmically marked as your harvest period, both for the good seeds you planted in 2025 and for the bad ones others planted against you. And believe me, the harvest will be abundant in both senses. Are you ready to discover exactly what will happen to you in the next 12 months? The first thing that will be part of your 2026, a revelation that changes everything. During 2026, a truth that has been hidden from you for years will finally emerge. It could be about someone you trusted. It could be about a situation you completely misinterpreted. It could be about yourself, some aspect of your own history or identity that was hidden. But when this revelation comes, and it will completely reorganize your understanding of your past and consequently your future. You will finally understand why certain things happened the way they did, why certain people acted in certain ways, why you felt certain ways without being able to logically explain it. This revelation won't be gentle or gradual. It will be like a lightning bolt illuminating everything at once, making it impossible to return to the darkness of previous ignorance. And here's the most powerful part. This truth that will emerge will not only free you from old confusions, it will give you a power you never had before. Because knowledge is power, especially for a Scorpio. When you know what was hidden, you will be able to make decisions that were previously impossible. You will be able to position yourself in ways that didn't make sense before. You will be able to close chapters that were left open because you didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle. And do you know what the most intense part of this first revelation in 2026 is? It will involve someone who is currently still in your life, pretending to be something they're not. Someone whose mask will fall so spectacularly that other people will also witness it. You won't be alone in this discovery. Others will also see the truth emerge, and this will completely validate intuitions you had but were convinced to ignore or question. Can you sense who this person is who will be exposed in 2026? The second thing that will be part of your 2026, an impossible return, something you lost. And I'm not just talking about people. It could be an opportunity, a position, a dream, something that seemed to have gone away forever, will return during 2026. But it won't return in the same way it left. It will return transformed, improved, more aligned with who you became during the period of absence. This return will be so unexpected that the moment it happens, you will question whether it's real or if you're dreaming. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, this return is related to a significant past relationship. Someone you thought you'd never see again will reappear in 2026, but completely different. The person returns, but transformed, ready for the connection you couldn't have before. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, the return is of a professional or creative opportunity that seemed to have passed. A door that closed will reopen, but now you are prepared to walk through it in a way you weren't before. And for those born between November 13th and 21st, what returns is a version of yourself that you thought you had lost. Your passion for something, your courage in some area, your faith in some possibility. In 2026, you recover parts of yourself that you thought had died. The impossible return of 2026 will teach you something crucial. Not everything that goes away is lost forever. Sometimes things need to leave your life temporarily so that both you and they can evolve separately, only to later reunite at a completely new level of possibility. And when that return happens in 2026, you will realize that the period of absence was not punishment, it was preparation. Are you ready to receive back something that was once yours? The third thing that will be part of your 2026, a public victory. During 2026, you will achieve something important in a way that other people will witness. It won't be a private victory that only you know about. It will be something visible, recognized, celebrated by others. It could be professional, a project that finally succeeds, recognition that finally arrives, a promotion or achievement that puts you in the spotlight. It could be personal, a physical, emotional, or spiritual transformation so obvious that people comment and want to know how you did it. Or it could be relational, a relationship that flourishes in a way that others envy, a family that you build, connections that other people can see and feel the quality of. What makes this victory particularly significant for you, Scorpio, is that it comes after a period where you felt you were fighting invisibly, where you were working hard but without recognition, where you were evolving but nobody seemed to notice. In 2026, all that changes. Your evolution becomes impossible to ignore. Your efforts produce concrete and visible results, and the same people who underestimated you, who doubted you, who didn't take you seriously, will have to acknowledge what you have achieved. Not because you are proving anything to them, but simply because the reality of your victory will be undeniable. This public victory in 2026 will also attract attention. And you, as a Scorpio who generally prefers to operate in the shadows, will need to learn to deal with visibility in new ways. Some people will genuinely celebrate your success. Others will disguise envy with ambiguous comments. Still others will try to associate themselves with you now that you're winning, even though they ignored you before. You will need to discern who deserves to share this victory with you and who is just trying to ride your wave of success. How will you handle attention when your victory becomes impossible to hide? Fourth thing that will be part of your 2026, a necessary ending. Something you've been dragging on for too long will finally end in 2026. It could be a relationship that died a long time ago, but you haven't had the courage to officially bury it. It could be a job or professional situation that keeps you trapped for security, but kills your soul daily. It could be a pattern of behavior, an addiction, a limiting belief, a toxic friendship you maintain because of shared history. Whatever it is, 2026 is the year it ends. Not because you'll force it, but because you'll finally have the clarity and courage to let die what's already dead. Scorpios have a unique relationship with endings because you rule both death and rebirth. You understand better than any other sign that sometimes it's necessary to completely destroy in order to rebuild. But even knowing this intellectually, you've resisted this particular ending, perhaps out of fear of the emptiness that will follow, perhaps out of attachment to what was or what could have been, perhaps simply because ending requires admitting that you invested time and energy in something that didn't work out. But 2026 will give you both the clarity and the courage needed to finally let go of what needs to go. And here's what will make this ending different from others you've experienced. This time, you won't look back. You won't question whether you made the right choice. You won't dwell on what-ifs, because when the time comes in 2026, you'll be so certain of the necessity of this ending that there will be no room for doubt. And this certainty will come from a deep place within you that is tired of carrying dead weight. Your higher self has already decided. Your conscious self only needs to align with this decision. What do you need to let die so you can finally live fully? Fifth thing that will be part of your 2026, a transforming encounter. You will meet someone during 2026 who will fundamentally change your trajectory. I'm not necessarily talking about romance, although it could be. I'm talking about a meaningful encounter with someone who will expand your possibilities, open doors you didn't even know existed. show you versions of yourself and the world you never considered. It could be a mentor, a collaborator, a deep friend, true love, or someone who challenges you in ways that catalyze exponential growth. What makes this encounter special is the timing. This person will appear exactly when you most need what they bring, after a necessary breakup to create empty space in your life, after a revelation to reorganize your understanding, after a victory to place you in a new position. It is in this context that this person will emerge, and the encounter will have a quality of inevitability, as if you were destined to cross paths at that specific moment, as if the universe had meticulously orchestrated for your paths to cross when you were both ready. The person you'll meet in 2026 will see you in a way few others do. They'll see beyond the persona you show the world. They'll not only accept your Scorpio intensity, but will perfectly match or complement it. They'll challenge you without diminishing you. They'll support you without suffocating you. And most importantly, they'll inspire you to evolve to levels you couldn't reach alone. Because sometimes we need someone believing in us in ways we can't yet believe in ourselves. Are you ready to meet someone who will completely change your understanding of what's possible? Sixth thing that will be part of your 2026. A deep healing. Something that has hurt you for years will finally heal in 2026. I'm not talking about a superficial healing where you just learn to live with the pain. I'm talking about real, deep healing, where the wound itself closes and you regain functionality you lost. It could be emotional, the pain of an old betrayal that you finally process completely. It could be relational, a destructive pattern that you finally break for real. It could even be physical, something in your body that finally responds to treatment or heals in ways that doctors can't fully explain. Scorpio has a natural capacity for regeneration that no other sign possesses. You can heal from wounds that would kill others. You can rise from your own ashes countless times. But there's one specific wound that has resisted all your healing efforts so far. A pain you've carried for so long that it's almost become part of your identity. You've kind of gotten used to it, learned to function despite it, maybe even created meaning around it. But in 2026, it will finally heal. And when it heals, you'll discover how much of that wound was limiting you in ways you didn't even realize. Healing will come through a combination of factors. Part of it will be inner work you do, perhaps therapy, spiritual practices, forgiveness processes. Part of it will be something external, perhaps a person who helps you, a situation that provides closure, an experience that contextualizes everything. And part of it will simply be time and maturity, bringing you to a place where you are ready to let go of what you couldn't before. But regardless of how it happens, the healing in 2026 will be real, deep, and permanent. What old wound are you ready to finally release? Seventh thing that will be part of your 2026, a realization of personal power. At some point during 2026, you will have a moment of absolute recognition of your own power. Not power over others, but personal power. The ability to create, manifest, transform, influence, achieve. You will finally understand, not intellectually but viscerally, how capable you are. How much your focused will can shape reality. How much your intense energy can transform situations. How much your depth can impact people and circumstances. This realization of power will come through a specific situation where you will clearly see the direct effect of your intention on the manifestation of a result. It will be as if a veil falls and you finally see the invisible threads of causality between what you focus on internally and what materializes externally. And once you see this clearly, once you understand that you are not a victim of circumstances, but a creator of realities, everything changes. You stop asking for permission. You stop waiting for things to happen for you. You stop feeling powerless in the face of challenges, because you finally understand that you have infinitely more power than you were using. This recognition of personal power in 2026 will be a little daunting initially, because with great power comes great responsibility. You will no longer be able to blame others or circumstances for the results in your life. You will have to take full responsibility for what you create. But it will also be incredibly liberating, because if you have the power to create, you have the power to change. If you can influence, you can direct. If you can transform, you can choose in which direction to transform. Are you ready to take full responsibility for the power you've always had, but never fully used? Scorpio, these 7 things are not vague predictions that may or may not manifest depending on uncertain variables. They are events that are already being woven into the fabric of your reality for 2026. Some will challenge you intensely. Others will elevate you beyond what you imagine possible. All will transform you. Because transformation is not something that happens to you, Scorpio. It is what you are. It is your essential nature. And 2026 will be a year where your transformative nature will operate at levels you have not yet experienced. During 2026, pay special attention to the months of March, July, and October. These 3 periods will be particularly intense for you, where multiples of these 7 things will concentrate or accelerate. March will bring revelation and begin the necessary ending process. July will bring the transformative encounter and clear signs of public victory manifesting. October will focus on deep healing and the realization of personal power. And the impossible return can happen at any time, but pay special attention to the period between May and September. You also need to prepare yourself for the fact that these 7 things will be intense, not only for you, but for the people around you. Your transformation in 2026 will inevitably affect others. Some will celebrate and support you. Others will feel threatened or uncomfortable with the changes they see in you. Some relationships will strengthen through these changes. Others will dissolve because they were based on old versions of you that no longer exist. Be prepared for both scenarios and don't try to hold on to relationships that naturally want to end during your evolutionary process. Something important you need to understand about 2026. This is not a year for you to be passive. These 7 things will happen, but how you respond to them, how you position yourself in relation to them, how you use what they bring, that is your choice. You can resist the revelation or use it as a catalyst. You can fear the ending or embrace it as liberation. You can doubt the healing or trust it completely. Each of these 7 things will empower you, but only if you choose to take it and use it. 2026 will also demand that you be more authentic than ever before. You won't be able to perform or fake your way through these events. They will force you to confront truths about yourself that you may have avoided. They will demand vulnerability in moments where you would prefer to protect yourself. They will ask you to trust when all your instincts tell you to distrust. But here's the secret. Your radical authenticity is what will unlock the full potential of these 7 experiences. The more real you are, the more powerful their impact will be on your life. And finally, Scorpio, prepare yourself for the fact that at the end of 2026, when you look back at who you were in January of that year, you will barely recognize that person. The distance between who you are now and who you will be at the end of 2026 is immense. These 7 experiences will reshape you so completely that it will be as if you have lived several lives in a single year. And that is exactly the authentic Scorpio experience. Death, rebirth, total transformation. Share in the comments simply, 2026 is my year. 3 simple words that mark your intention to fully embrace what is coming, that affirm your readiness for transformation, that declare to the universe that you will not resist, but will collaborate with your own rebirth. Subscribe to the channel now, because throughout 2026, I will be providing specific guidance on how to navigate each of these 7 experiences as they begin to manifest. I will help you recognize the signs, interpret the events, and make the right decisions at crucial moments. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any guidance that will keep you aligned with your maximum potential in 2026. This is your year of power, Scorpio. The year where everything you've built in silence finally emerges, where hidden truths are revealed, where impossible victories become reality, where profound healings happen, where you finally assume the power that has always been yours. 2026 is not just another year, it is the year, and you will go through it not as a victim of circumstances, but as the conscious and powerful creator you were always destined to be. Get ready. The 7 things are already on their way.